Welcome back to another episode of The Passive Pathway, where we explore smarter, simpler, and sustainable ways to make money online without punching the clock or trading your time for dollars. I'm your host, Nelson, aka Nelly, and today, before we dive into a powerhouse conversation with our guest, Angus Levy, I want to set the stage for something very real. It's a crossroads that many of us are quietly approaching, or perhaps already standing at. It's the question of, can I really replace my 9-to-5 job with passive income? And if so, how? Let's face it, passive income sounds dreamy, but don't let the word passive fool you. Whether it's affiliate marketing, crypto staking, automated trading bots, real estate income, or digital content monetization, there's upfront work, strategy, and usually a learning curve. The good news, once set up, it can run with minimum daily input. That's the magic of systems over sweat. The first principle I want you to jot down today is this. Build assets that pay you repeatedly. They say money doesn't grow on trees, but with all these passive income streams popping up, I'm starting to think someone out there is watering a Bitcoin plant. Now, you may ask this question, why replace the 9-to-5 anyway? Now, the 9-to-5 job model built for the industrial age is starting to feel obsolete. Rising living costs, stagnant wages, lack of flexibility, and burnout are pushing more people to rethink how they earn. That's not laziness, it's evolution. The new economy favors creators, systems thinkers, automation lovers, and those willing to learn. And if you're listening to this podcast, you're already on that path. Let's shift gears for a moment. Because the truth is, we're standing in the middle of the greatest technological revolution of our time. Artificial intelligence is no longer a sci-fi buzzword. It's real, people, it's real. It's fast and it's changing everything. On the one hand, AI can help you generate income like never before. It can write your blogs, build your marketing funnels, design your logos, trade your crypto or stocks, even answer your emails while you sleep. If used wisely, AI is the ultimate productivity partner. But, and this is a big but, it also raises some very uncomfortable questions. Okay, let's not sugarcoat it. The AI dilemma. Let's talk about the cons, because AI isn't just helping freelancers, it's replacing them. Writers, designers, customer service agents, even coders are starting to feel the pressure. Automation is wiping out entire job roles at a pace not seen since the Industrial Revolution. And the question becomes, what happens when machines do everything better, faster, and cheaper than us? Is this liberation or slow unemployment? Here's something to chew on. Those who learn how to work with AI may survive. Those who learn to leverage AI will thrive, but those who ignore it may just get left behind. Okay, let's get practical. If you want to begin your journey to replacing your 9-to-5, here are 3 steps you can start implementing this week. The first one, learn one income stream well. And I'm going to repeat this again. Learn one income stream well. So pick a lane. Don't chase 10 rabbits at once. Whether it's affiliate marketing, drop shipping, AI-assisted content creation, or crypto yield farming, master one. Get your first dollar, then $10, then $100 passively. Number 2, automate with AI. Don't just admire it. So sign up for tools like ChatGPT, Jasper, or Midjourney. Use them to create content, ideas, or even launch mini digital products. Test them, break them, and integrate them. Number 3, build a digital asset. Now, this could be a YouTube channel, a niche blog, a Notion template store, an ebook series, or even a Telegram community around a passion topic. Digital assets are the real estate of the future economy. Well, this is what the Passive Pathway podcast is all about. Real talk, real strategies, and real success stories from people who've cracked the code. And speaking of cracking the code, you'll want to stick around because after the break, I sit down with a man who's doing just that. Angus Levy. From career shifts to crypto trading, from smart systems to scalable income. This is going to be one for the books.
Ready to spend your crypto so fast? No conversions needed, your crypto is cash. Shop anywhere, online or in store. Withdraw from ATMs and so much more. Instant top-ups, fees stay low. Total control where you go. Read and pay makes it smooth and bright. Your crypto, your card shines so bright. Get 20% off today. Tap the link, don't delay. Global access without the stress. Read and pay clears the mess. Virtual or physical way. Sign up now, don't wait to pay. Instant top-ups, fees stay low. Total control where you go. Read and pay makes it smooth and bright. Your crypto, your card shines so bright. Get 20% off today. Tap the link, don't delay.
Stay with us. You're listening to the Passive Pathway, and the journey has just begun. Today on the Passive Pathway podcast, I'm truly honored and privileged to welcome a very special guest, Mr. Angus Levy. Angus is the founder of Angus Levy Hypnotherapy based in Whitegate, County Clare, Ireland. With over 40 years of experience as an entrepreneur, affiliate marketer, and trading strategist, he brings a wealth of hard-earned insight into the world of passive income and personal transformation. In addition to his entrepreneurial journey, Angus is a certified hypnotherapist who specializes in helping individuals overcome emotional trauma and also works with clients in areas such as pain management, weight loss, smoking cessation, addiction recovery, and a wide range of health-related challenges. Angus studied mechanical engineering at RTC Cork and later pursued professional training in hypnotherapy through street hypnosis and seminars in Ericksonian hypnotherapy. He is also an alumnus of Ashton School, class of 1981. Whether he is mentoring affiliate teams, leading daily trading sessions, or guiding people to deep personal health through hypnotherapy, Angus combines deep expertise with a mindset-first approach to success. Angus, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. It's a real privilege to have you here. I'm certain our listeners are in for a treasure trove of wisdom as we dive into your incredible story and insights.
Hey Nelly, thanks so much. It's amazing how much information you can find out about people on the internet these days, isn't it?
Yeah, tell me about it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I started my first business straight out of college back in the early 80s, where at that time Ireland was probably the poor nation of Europe. We were mainly agrarian. There was very few jobs. Out of 24 people qualifying as a mechanical engineer, I was one of 23 who were unable to get a job and forced to move abroad.
Wow.
But before I did that, I actually set up my own company. I live on the shores of Lough Derg, a big lake here on the River Shannon. And I was always interested in boating, and I designed and developed a small two-seater sports boat. And that's what I developed my company for. But we had to move abroad to the UK because we couldn't get any assistance in manufacturing here in Ireland. And then after a while, I totally changed to, I became a financial advisor for several years and was very successful, ran several branches. And then eventually moved back to Ireland to help run the family business until 2014. Now, I've always been looking at other ways of making income. And I think it is, especially in today's world, really important not to have one source of income, but to have a multiple of sources. And the reason for that is the world is changing fast. And there is no such thing as a secure job for life anymore. Like my grandfather would have had, for example, a nice pensionable job. They're there, but very rare. And especially with the onset of AI, and this has been a pet subject of mine for the last couple of years, AI is going to change the world big time. And if you are not prepared for that, you're going to be left behind. So I encourage everyone to become acquainted with artificial intelligence, how it works, and how you can use it to help you develop an income as well.
Interesting. So actually, what you're saying is basically everybody should be prepared with using AI, because that can really help you make an extra source of income, because that's how powerful it is at this point of time.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll give you an example of the power of AI just at the moment. In the last couple of months, I've been working on various projects to create passive income. And the first one, I dived really deep into creating an arbitrage machine, you could call it, for trading on the likes of Binance. But I was just amazed at what AI could do to assist me. And then I switched again. As you know, I trade binary options, and I have my own group who join me every day, and we trade together. And I was wondering, would AI, for example, be able to help me improve my indicators? And I used ChatGPT, and it said, yeah, of course we can do that. And we've been working in the last week on developing a new indicator. And not only that, but using machine learning to teach that indicator to improve itself over time as it learns more and more. So, and using that, I can obviously increase my own income through trading. And that's just an example of what you can do. Another thing I would always encourage people who are looking at various areas of passive income is to use what you know. In other words, do you have a hobby or a special area of interest that drives you? And see, is there a way of turning that into a an income stream as well.
Wow. That's a very nice advice you've given actually there. That's very, very intelligent actually.
Well, the reason I say that is because you have knowledge in that area.
True.
And building upon what you already know rather than relearning something you don't know is much easier, to be quite honest.
Absolutely.
And the important thing, I think, for everyone is to do something that gives them pleasure. My own journey in hypnosis, for example, when back in, after the 2008 crisis, the banks started to literally take out all of the small businesses. Anyone who owned loans, they went after. And I could see the writing was on the wall. So I started looking at other areas for myself. And hypnotherapy or hypnosis was always a passion of mine since school. And I decided to, and I've always been interested in people and helping people. So I decided to actually become qualified as a hypnotherapist. Now, although that is who I am, I wouldn't describe it as my main source of income. Trading is. And the other thing I would also advise people to do is learn how to create groups of like-minded people or people who are interested in what you're interested in. So I would have at least 3 or 4 different Telegram groups focused on specific areas of interest. And then, you don't need too many people. Most of my groups are only around 200, 250 people.
That's a start. That's a good start.
Oh, it is, yeah. But that's enough to create actually a very, very good income.
Beautiful, sweet.
And using that then to leverage other areas of income, such as affiliate marketing, to generate residual income. So, in other words, for me, with my binary options, I started teaching people how to trade and then introducing them to a broker. And by being an affiliate to the broker, I was paid by the broker for their trading activity. And that became a really good source of income for me. And there were various other affiliate projects I went on, as well as MLM over the years. But, it is important, as I said, always to work on something that drives you, that gives you a reason to do it. The why. We always talk about, why are you doing this?
Absolutely.
And the other important thing, I know there's a lot of important things, but to understand how we as human beings actually operate, we're not motivated by money, believe it or not. We're not. It is something much deeper than money that motivates us.
Listen to that, people. Listen to that. That's important. That's pearls of wisdom coming there.
Yeah, and I can prove it actually. Whenever I do demonstrations of hypnosis to groups, one of the things I do is I hypnotize the volunteers to be actually stuck to their seat, unable to move, and then I say, I just want to thank you for being here, and then I offer them $50 or €50 if they can take it from me, but they can't because they're stuck. And then I take out 100, 150, and I keep going. And you can see them trying to move, but they're unable to. Now, what does that mean? It's their mind is just saying, no, I'm actually not going to move. I'm not motivated enough to break out of the
That is amazing.
hypnotic suggestion to take that money. But what does motivate people, and what should motivate you and me, is what we can do to change the world or change other people's lives.
Brilliant. Absolutely.
So my whole ethos in what I try and do is to find a way that will help other people break out of the rat race, break out of the 9 to 5, give them the money and time freedom. Money is just a tool, okay? And if you can get your mind around that, money is just a tool, okay? So it's a tool we use to leverage our future. It's not something just for buying our everyday essentials, or paying the mortgage, or paying off the car, or whatever. It is a tool to be used. Now, most people don't know that, and they're quite happy to leave it in the bank, earning at best 0.5% a year.
Exactly.
Or there's others who will use it, for example, like me, to trade, and on average I make 12 to 13% every 20-minute session that I trade. So, in other words, I can trade for 20 minutes and earn the same as somebody in a job for a whole day.
Let's do a recap there, just a quick one. So Angus said, you should have passion for something. You should have the liking, the love for something. I mean, the hobby, that if it's a hobby. And then you use, as like Angus said, if you have, but Angus, before I put that into perspective, someone should have the knowledge of AI before they can actually use AI to use it in their hobby, or is it?
No, actually, it's you actually don't. ChatGPT is so advanced now, and it's coming on since I started using it, a little over a year ago. It is come on leaps and bounds. You talk to it, and you can use natural language, and you discuss your ideas with it, and it will come back and make suggestions. Now, a caveat here: it gets things wrong too. Okay,
yes.
So think of it as a very intelligent but lazy. And that's why it's important, especially, for example, with me and my programming of signals. You do really need to know what you're talking about, because it can get things wrong, and you need to always check what it's doing and point out where it may be making errors, or it forgets to do things that you asked it to do, and you have to go back and correct that. But for programming, it's very good at coming up with the bare bones, but it's slow as well. It can take, 2 to 3 hours to do a complicated piece of Python programming. But then I discovered, quite interestingly, that Copilot, which is Microsoft's AI, which you can get through GitHub, using that on Visual Studio, it does programming in seconds, whereas it would take you'd be sitting around for hours with ChatGPT. So it's a matter of finding those different tools to help you. And another one I use is Perplexity. Perplexity is sort of, it melds in all the other AIs, but also has access to the internet. So if you wanted to go and do a little bit of general research for you, Perplexity is the ideal. If you want ideas and guidance in building the company framework, shall we say, and building a roadmap to your future, use ChatGPT. And then if you need to do any programming, you use Copilot and Visual Studio. Yeah, wow. And none of them are expensive. ChatGPT Pro is 23 euros probably $25 per month. GitHub Copilot is $10 a month or $100 a year. Perplexity, I use the free version, but I did have the paid version for a year. That's $200 for the year. They're not expensive, and you can do so much now. I wrote a program yesterday, literally, and it was actually the machine learning part of my of the indicator I'm trying to build to teach it to be better. I wrote that program about 1,000 lines of code in 5 minutes using AI. And that same program just 5 years ago would have taken an experienced programmer over a week and would have cost maybe 4,000 at a minimum to produce.
You see? Wow.
And now it's virtually free.
Wow.
So, but this is what's coming, guys. You know, solicitors, accountants, programmers themselves, all of these sort of people are in danger of losing their job because AI can already do what they do, and quite often a lot better. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Even doctors very soon your GP will be far surpassed by AI and its ability to diagnose correctly illnesses. So I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just trying to say, be aware of what's coming down the road and prepare yourself by learning how to use these tools to get ahead of others.
I think, Angus, people are less scared but more hypnotized right now.
Well,
because I am already sitting here and I can't even move while talking to you. I've already had that. People, listen to me. This is really, really crazy because I'm just talking to Angus right now. It's absolutely, I can feel this. It's hypnotizing. He is genuinely hypnotizing because he has wisdom. He has, that's a lot of pearls of wisdom coming. The people, if you have to take notes, please make notes of this. This is a lot of info there. Then and this is quality info because you're not going to get it, just like that. You're getting it from a person who's experienced, who's in the industry, who knows what he's talking about. He's put it to experience. He's put it to practice. And so just make notes if you have to, because this is, and people, the other thing is, it's real and raw. The podcast here is nothing that is going to be, with super effects, etc. I'm talking to a real person, exactly, in the real way, raw way, and he's giving me all the info that is, generally what he does. And this is something that you could do. You could actually use AI to generate income for you in something that you love to do. And and the other thing is, Angus, like you said a few minutes back, that AI it's in the process. Be ready. So do you mean to say that AI is yet to come, or it's still, we're not there completely where AI can really literally take over?
No, we're I would say we're within a year or two, maximum 5 years from it literally being able to run everything. The speed and pace of improvement in AI is just mind-boggling.
Is that good or is it dangerous?
Well, yeah, it's a double-edged sword, to be quite honest. It has to be managed properly. Think of Terminator. That is the downside to AI, where we become, as little kids, with ants, for example, we would torment ants, especially if we got our hands on a magnifying glass on a sunny day. Yes.
I'm sure many have done that.
I put my hand up there. But there is also the danger that we become the ants as far as AI is concerned. That we become non-consequential. And again, I'm not trying to frighten people. I'm just saying that is a potential downside of it. Now, with proper management, I believe that it will actually be the biggest tool for mankind. And I also see in the future mankind actually evolving in a way where we use AI to actually help us use the power of our brain to its fullest.
So, Angus, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you there. Does that mean some of us are not even using our brain?
No, well, it's well known that we actually only use maybe 10 to 20% of our brain's power.
Jeez.
Yeah, yeah. So most of our brain power actually is in our subconscious, and this is where
Yes.
I get into my hypnosis side, and we're not even aware of what our brain is doing. It's operating how fast our heart will beat. It's managing all of our internal organs, the whole lot, and our emotions as well. But our actual brain power, the conscious part, shall we call it, that makes the decisions, they're actually controlled by our past experiences. And I think it's also, if you want to go into to business for yourself, it's also important to understand how you think and what drives you, and be aware that your past actually does have a big influence on your future and the way you think. And you can break out of that through hypnosis, but by becoming aware of your thought patterns and what drives you. Because up to the age of 7, we develop all of our beliefs,
True.
systems, and they're designed to work for us. Okay, but the problem is most of them were developed while we were still immature little kids.
True.
And as we grow older, those values and beliefs that we developed as children may no longer serve us in the way they should, but they're still controlling our thought patterns.
Big time.
Even though we're not aware of it. And it's important that we really become aware of what controls us, what makes us do different things. And by doing that, we can actually help to develop ourselves to be prepared for the future and move on in this new world that is coming. And for many, it's going to be very difficult because they haven't trained themselves to be flexible enough to move on into this new world. It's a bit like, in the late 1800s when the automobile came, okay? They had the man with the red flag walking in front of it, in case it would scare the horses. Well, within a decade, the streets that used to be full of horses changed to the street which was full of automobiles or cars and very few horses. We're at that turning point again in life where with the power of AI, we're going to see a huge paradigm shift in every area of our life. And as human beings, we're not great at actually moving from one big shift to the next.
Change is very difficult. The fear of change. Yes.
Fear of change, huge.
Yep, big time.
And
whenever this is a very big topic of its own, Angus, and I really appreciate you brought that up with regards to subconscious mind, and of course the mindset being the magnet, and materialization, and also what you think you materialize. And if it's in the subconscious, usually whenever you sleep, and the last thing that you do, and if it goes into your subconscious, it'll actually activate your subconscious to actually have it materialize. And it's pretty scary because many times they say also not to keep that luggage that you have of the past and carry it on in the future. Because if you keep talking about it, then it sticks to you, and you actually are pulling that negativity to spoil your positivity of the present. So that's not good. So you let it go. You have to, but that's a very difficult part.
Yeah. I think, and the big thing about this is understanding that we cannot change the past. The past is the past. It's gone. It's happened. You cannot recover it. So you have to come to terms with it and let it go. And when you can let it go, you can move on in life. And it's important to be able to do that. So many people, after a tragedy or a large financial loss or something, they wallow in self-pity and what ifs and maybes and all of that. That does nothing for you. Crying about spilt milk doesn't put the milk back in the milk jug.
No. Get
it's
up and start doing something about the situation. Find solutions and move on to the next thing. That's only the way you could do it. There's no other way. Many people try to get into the passive income business, but they give up very early. What do you think separates those who succeed in passive income from those who don't?
I think it's setting correct expectations. And understanding that it's okay to fail at the first attempt, and the second attempt, and the third attempt. In other words, don't expect to make it rich immediately, and try many different avenues. And don't be disheartened when the first thing you try doesn't work. How many people have tried Amway or any of the other big MLM companies out there and found that actually it's very difficult, and probably not even 1 in 1,000 make it actually to the big time. And having the right mindset is so important in that, and understanding that you are learning as you're going along. And be prepared for disappointments, because they will happen. I'll give you an example. We were again talking about AI, and I spent 6 weeks, literally 16 hours a day, working on this project to build an arbitrage system. Incredibly sophisticated, very difficult to do. And at the very end of it, when I finally got it working, I discovered that Binance had engineered their system to not allow it to happen. In other words, I was doing a thing called triangular arbitration, where you get 3 different trading pairs and look for minute differences in the prices and scrape that as your profit. Well, what should have been thousands of different triangles available, they'd engineered it down to 6.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, in other words, there weren't enough to make it viable. Now, I had spent 6 weeks of my time literally working until 1, 2 in the morning to discover this. Now, I sat back and I thought, well, that's a bummer, isn't it?
Indeed.
Now, I could have wallowed in self-pity. But then I sat back again and I thought, well, I've learned a lot on this experience. How can I turn that learning into something else? And then, of course, the thing that came up to me was, well, I trade using indicators. How can I use the power of AI to improve what I already have? So, in other words, it's your mindset, and we're going to always come back to this. It's having the right mindset. Okay, and being prepared for something to go wrong. I mean, if you look at, I can't remember who it was that discovered the first coil in a light bulb to shine, and he went through thousands of different materials before he found the ideal coil for a light bulb. I don't know if it was Edison or somebody like that, but
I was thinking of Thomas Edison, right?
For him, yeah. I was actually over at his summer home in.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. They usually say that there was, if I'm not mistaken, there was another person who actually found and I think he was a Russian, who found the source or this particular thing, but he didn't reach the office to get it patented on time. And then the person
Tesla. It's probably Tesla. Yeah.
So it's the similar situation here.
Yeah. Well, again, Tesla, an incredibly intelligent man,
True.
Didn't use his knowledge in the right way to better himself. And And there are so many people like that. But what I'm trying to get across to people is failure is not failure that we in the modern world think about it.
Mm-hmm.
It is just a stepping stone on the road to success.
Nicely put. Mm-hmm.
So every time you fail at a project or an attempt to make passive income at something, don't look at it as failure. Look at it as a learning experience from which you can use as a building block to move on to the next potential successful business or income stream.
I think, Angus, more of it is, I completely agree with you there. I think because we've had the same situation when we started off with passive income and that journey in online marketing before with, different opportunities. I remember the thing that usually struck us was not necessarily the failure, but resources, because many people have certain amount of resources that they can invest or put into any business. So if they kickstart the business with either a $10 or $100, and if they, after a while they start compounding or they, grow that business, and suddenly that business goes whoop, and their money goes to also, and then they are like, that was my last money that I had. Now what do I do? Because I do not have any extra funds to reinvest or do something about it. And I'm sure you've gone through that. You've had that kind of setback as well. So yes, educate yourself. Education is part of that. It's like, it's a learning curve. But some people have this fear that, if with all these scams and all that's happening nowadays, with all these companies disappearing in oblivion, that's why people are very scared or skeptical about, putting their hands into anything that's passive or, investing in a crypto kind of sphere or so on and so forth, because they're, the money part, which is actually, you said, is a tool, but their mind is so focused on that money part, which is a tool that actually is like secondary. If you look at it, it's necessity in the sense that you need money to use it as a tool for that particular investment or business. But then they've made it as first, because without that anyway, you will not be able to, make any returns or any profit or any income from that. Because now that company's disappeared, now you do not have any money, and now you don't know what to do. So that fear factor tells them, gives them that particular signal that, here, I'm not going to go and educate myself from this, but I've lost money here. Now, what do I do? What is it that I do?
There's so many people have been caught out. I mean, look, I'll put my hand up. I've been caught out by several in the past. We all have. I mean, scammers are incredibly intelligent people. I just wish they would put their skills to, helping people properly rather than taking their money from them. And there is no need to scam people. There really isn't. There's plenty of opportunities out there to make money in a legitimate and honest way. But I think you hit the nail on the head. Why is it that some people are successful and others aren't? Fear is the biggest enemy to success. And I think the best expression that I can or give people, and I'm sure you've heard it, the only thing to fear is fear itself.
Interesting. Deep.
Because fear paralyzes you. It stops you from moving on, from doing those things you need to do. And if you give in to fear, you are doomed. But if you don't listen to that fear and move through, the chances are you're actually going to find that thing you're looking for at the far side.
Interesting. You said if you don't listen to that fear, because the word fear has ear in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You're listening to that. You're feeling and ear, everything. You're just literally taking it in. And that really...
Well, you see, the problem for modern man is we're advancing so fast that we're not actually getting the opportunity to get used to one set of technologies before the next comes along. And, all throughout human history, things didn't change for maybe centuries. And, you went through life, virtually the same way that your parents did. There were very few new technologies to get used to. Whereas now, when I think about it, when I was a child, you'd turn on the TV, go put on the kettle, make yourself a cup of tea or coffee, and come back. And that little dot was starting to grow on the screen. And after about 5 to 10 minutes, you'd eventually have your black and white TV signal. And TV started at 6 p.m. in the evening and was off before midnight. And now look at what we have. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of channels. We don't actually, even TV has become obsolete. We're now using our phones, things for our source of entertainment. And nowadays, even if you look at YouTube on those shorts, nearly every second one is AI. It's artificial. It's not real. And it's getting to that point where we cannot tell the difference between reality.
Scary, spooky.
And again, going back to hypnosis, it's something which we use because our subconscious doesn't actually know the difference between what's real and imagined. Okay? So you have to also be aware of that too. And you were mentioning dreams there earlier on. And it's actually when we're dreaming at night that our subconscious is using our dreams to make sense of everyday life. And that's why, and it uses symbols to try and make sense of our daily life. And that's why when you dream, you can have some wacky, weird and wonderful dreams, nightmares as well. But all it is your subconscious trying to make sense of things that are on your mind and using different symbols to represent them. And I use that actually in my therapy work, that ability to use symbols. And I allow people to I ask them first of all to have a symbol that represents their issue or problem. And I encourage everybody to listen now and learn something and use this valuable tool for themselves. Think of, ask your subconscious to give you a symbol to represent the issue or problem you're trying to deal with. And then really get to know that problem or issue and also the feeling that goes with it. And then ask your subconscious what changes need to happen to that symbol so that now it represents whatever your outcome you're looking for is. And don't question whatever those changes are. They don't have to make any sense, nor does the symbol that you originally have to represent that issue. It doesn't have to have anything in common with the issue. It's what your subconscious is giving you. And you allow that change to happen. And what's actually happening as you're allowing that change to happen to that symbol is your subconscious is working out the solution to the problem, to that issue.
Wow.
And then you internalize that new symbol that represents your goal, okay, your change, and you put it within you, and then you allow it to become pure energy. We are energy as human beings.
This is something that I really appreciate you bringing up, because, when we talk about energy is very powerful. I think these are two things that are very important. A person should always have a goal. There should be always a goal. Otherwise, if you do not have a goal, you don't have a perspective of what you want to do or, something. And of course, be aware of your surroundings in the sense, the energy that, that's why they say if you are around successful people, you're around the energy of good, you're around good vibes and good energy, you'll be the sixth successful person, because you'll be around people who are actually blending in with all that positive energy.
Yeah. Well, just to finish off though, what I was saying, but by turning that new symbol into energy within you, and imagine it now spreading through your whole mind and body, filling every cell and fiber of your being with this new energy, it actually changes your whole way of thinking, and it becomes part of who you really are now. And it's very powerful, and I encourage people just to try that. It's better with a hypnotherapist, of course. But
Definitely. Why? Absolutely. Well, listeners, it's like I said, like I've introduced you to Angus already on the call. That if in the description, I will definitely leave Angus's details, and his link is already there in the contributors page, where you could reach out to his Facebook page as well. And I will leave other details in the description, where you can definitely reach out to Angus if you'd like to go ahead and set up a hypnosis session, or if you want to go ahead and reach out for signals or binary options, etc., so on and so forth. So anything that definitely you can go ahead and get in touch with him, if it helps you that way. And of course, since we're talking about anything that's looking at passive, Angus has definitely got a lot of experience there, and he can help you kickstart something where you could look into starting to earn a passive income, and possibly keep the 9 to 5, like we've discussed in other episodes, that keep the 9 to 5 as a backup right now. But definitely, if you can start saving, or start using your passive income, your salary from your 9 to 5, if you could save it for about 5 to 6 months and you're not using it, and your passive income is doing very well for you, then of course you can leave your 9 to 5 and stick to your passive income permanently. And then that makes it if that's worthwhile for you, perfect. That means you've gone through that change. Now, Angus, if someone is starting from scratch today, this is another questions that if we're looking at, if someone is totally zero, he doesn't know anything. I mean, let's include what you said, AI. Let's include a little bit of knowledge of network marketing from people here and there. They're trying to get him into some online business. If someone is to start from scratch there, what would be your top 3 pieces of advice to help him or her or them to build a reliable online income stream?
Okay, I wish I was 20 again.
Tell me about it. Jeez, we've been in the same boat. Yeah.
We're moving into a really exciting era, I think. And okay, my the ability of people now to build a huge passive income without all of the headaches and problems that traditional startup businesses would have had in the past is just amazing. You can literally build a multi-million-dollar business on your own with just the power of your phone, let alone a computer, using the power of AI. So the first piece of advice is learn all you can about AI, get familiar with it, get used to it, learn the power of it. Don't just ask it to tell you a joke or what's the weather going to be today. Okay?
Exactly.
Don't be lazy. Learn how to use its power to help you build a business. And you can do it literally for $100. You can do it for free, but if you want to really use the power of it, you need to unfortunately pay a little extra. And then use your own knowledge with something that you are passionate about. Discover what drives you as a person. It's not money. I can guarantee you that. Yes, we need money. That's the goal. But find out what drives you, and then see how you can use that passion to develop a stream of income. Okay. Third is the power of networking. Build groups of like-minded people that you can network with, interact with, okay? And then maybe see how you can use that to earn streams of income, whether it's through affiliate streams or anything like that. And the other thing I would say is never settle on one stream of income. Always look for multiple streams of income. So there's more than 3 there, but those would be the things I would suggest people.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Well, Angus, when you put that, you put it in a beautiful way. When I started this podcast channel, particularly, or the passive pathway, the thing that really motivated me was to meet like-minded people, speak to people with experience, educate myself with powerful tools from people who are already in the industry, experienced. That was something that gave me, I said, why not I speak to them, get the opportunity to speak to them, and I can, really get that, that knowledge. That's the reason why not only am I learning from this, but I'm wanting other people to, also learn from the goodies. You guys are the goodies. You have the knowledge, and why not other people can use that knowledge, put it into practice, and make an income. Definitely. At the end of the day, if it can help them, fantastic. We're doing a good deed here. Definitely. And at the end of the day, yeah, that's the main thing here. Now, Angus, how important is mentorship and community in this journey, and what role has it played in your success?
Yeah, mentorship is huge. Finding somebody who has already tread that path in front of you, who knows the pitfalls that are ahead and can help you to avoid them, that really is so important. Why do you have to go down and discover those pitfalls for yourself when there's somebody who's there to say, hey, just walk around, follow me, walk around here, because here is quicksand and you don't want to go in there. So yeah, finding somebody who you can emulate is really important. And they'll certainly make your journey to success far easier, because they'll help you avoid those areas of quicksand or whatever else that may be there to make you stumble on the way.
Angus, do you have a mentor?
Yeah. Well, I have several people who I've used as mentors in the past, and I keep going back to. And it doesn't have to be a big business person or necessarily a wealthy person. It just has to be somebody who's been there before you, who can give you that bit of advice. And if you have multiple people who you can turn to at different stages for advice, that's really important.
But does a mentor have to be a leader?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily, right? So because this quote unquote, there's this cliche, or what can I say? They say, well, these top leaders in the network marketing, they're the ones that can give you a lot of insight in some kind of, but they can be wrong as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of successful people have just been very fortunate to be in the right place at the right time and meet the right people to help them move up the ladder. Okay. Mm-hmm. So there is actually very little difference between you and the people who are very successful. Obviously, I think that the main difference is they have found that why, that reason to do what they're doing, that thing that drives them forward, that helps them to get up once they've had that setback. And if your why is strong enough, you'll be able to overcome all of those barriers on the way to success.
Oh, okay, that's sweet. Angus, I know we've discussed this. You've already told us in the beginning of the session of the call is that AI is going to be a very big, factor that's going to influence us with regards to passive income or any of the business or any of the things that we do in our, normal daily life. Now, but where do you see the future of specifically passive income heading when we consider automation in all this mix,
Yeah, that is actually one of the big burning questions at the moment, because what's going to happen when all our jobs are being done equally, if not better,
Yes.
by AI? I foresee a future where we're probably going to have a universal income. So in other words, everybody will have enough to have a comfortable living, where they'll be able to pay their bills, pay their mortgage, pay everything else, and they won't necessarily have the job that we have now. You will have time to do other things that interest you, whether it is working within the community to help, the rest of mankind, or going and just pursuing your own hobbies. Again, a lot of people won't be able to handle this because
True. I'm already
their job,
feeling that.
Yeah, their job defines who they are, and without that job, they're lost. So this is why it's really important to be prepared and find out what interests you. But on the build up to that, I think there is huge potential for income to be made in the interim. And we are going to end up with some very wealthy people, and the majority of people that will be living on a basic income. Now, you don't have to be that person if you use AI to help drive your own success. But I don't see it as being a bad thing either. We've been educated since birth to work for the man.
Yes.
Okay, and that's where schools first originated. It was the big businessmen in the linen mills. They wanted people who were able to do either menial work or maybe the office work, but they never wanted people to compete with them. So they only taught them enough to be able to do what they wanted them to do in their factories. And we have to get out of that mindset. Okay, of the 9 to 5, it's going to be gone in a few years. And you have to re-educate yourself in the way you think and be prepared.
Thing is that, okay, AI is very, it's good. It's going to be there. It's, there's positivity behind it. You could use it to maximize, what is good, make, an income, or, do different things. But do you think it's going to affect the earlier generation, the elderly, because they who came from the first generation where AI was not there? I mean, people who still are alive where even the smartphone was not existing. I mean, those push button times, they are literally having, it's like a shock for them, with all that they see that's happening right now. And it's too fast. It's happening so fast that they just can't digest it at some point of time. I mean, do you think that's going to be a big,
Yeah, again, it comes down to mindset. I think of my own mother. She's 90, and she often turns off the remote control of her TV. And she phones me up to go up to her to turn back on the TV. Exactly. Yeah, there are people who are going to be left behind. But look, I'm 60, and here I am playing with AI, which people in their 30s and 40s have no interest in and no intention of touching. Again, it comes down to mindset, using what you know to develop yourself. I mean, I've always been a techie, to be quite honest. I mean, I was one of the first people with those huge, big Motorola phones, the size of a
Yes,
car
yes,
battery
yes, yes,
and the
yes.
huge big handset. I had one of them. And I also had one of the first laptops with a little LCD. It was an Amstrad display. So
Mhm.
for me, technology was never something to be feared. It was something to be taken on board and used as a tool. And that's what I see AI. And I've been preaching it for the last 2 years, and I'm preaching it here now. It's something that is coming, whether you like it or not. And you have two choices. You can ignore it and be overtaken by it, or you can take it on board and use it as a tool to help you move on.
There are some people who are not educated to, take on AI. When I say that specifically, there's one thing about mindset and common sense, just knowing knowledge, having simple knowledge. And the other thing is being educated to know about that knowledge about, something. Some people, so how does that, go hand?
Again, you see, I honestly don't believe, I would hate to be going into university now, starting off. Yeah, I would be really scared because in the 4 years that it takes to get a degree, that degree will more than likely become immaterial.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But having said that, the internet and everything you need nowadays to educate yourself for life is in your hand, in your phone. Okay. And I'm sorry, but I don't think anybody has the excuse of, oh, I never found out, nobody taught me, I never learned. That's down to you, because nobody has that excuse anymore. Everything you need to know is available in your own phone. And it's
True.
just getting out of that lazy mindset and taking the time to educate yourself. And ChatGPT is free for most people. Talk to it, ask it to teach you.
True.
And it will.
People, all the listeners here, it's very important. Whatever we put out, whatever I'm putting out or my guests are putting out there, it's for informational purposes. We're educating you, but it's at the end of the day, it's your, honest idea. If you want to go ahead and put it to practice, or you want to be giving you information, which is like, providing you knowledge and life experiences. But we're not telling you, or we're not giving you financial advice, or we're not telling you, don't go and get a degree. It's at the end of the day, it's your call, your choice. But what we're telling you realistically, quote unquote, right now, if you look at the way how life is and how the educational system and how it was before, if you needed a degree, everybody was literally, that was the degree that I wanted, because it was a different kind of an atmosphere with regards to the educational system and so on and so forth. But now there's so much knowledge out there in front of you. In fact, Angus, a quick one. Do you think regular college and university is better than just going ahead and doing a private, focusing on your normal kind of, what you want to do, and then just you have degrees, I mean,
you look at most of the super successful people, okay, the billionaires in life,
no degrees.
Most of them actually dropped out of college.
Some of them are dropouts.
They are, because they realized that actually they were wasting 4 years of potential time. Okay. Now, again, look, I'm not denigrating the degree, as you said. I'm just saying that it's actually old-fashioned.
True, that's a bad word to
And
say.
it hasn't, for the most part, it hasn't developed at the pace of technology and society. We're going to see a massive change in the next decade.
Oh, yeah.
Huge. And things are moving so fast now, most people aren't even aware of it, and they won't be until they find that their job is gone.
Scary.
Amazon Amazon have already got over 1 million robots working for them. Really, what I'm trying to say is that there's a huge paradigm shift as well. I mean, up to now, the thing was you did well in school, you went to university or college, got a nice degree, found a good job. Those days are rapidly coming to an end. Knowledge is still vital and important.
Yes.
But you don't need to spend thousands or tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands on a college education anymore, because everything you need is actually available on the internet. And you can actually probably give yourself a far better grounding in knowledge using the power of AI, okay, as your teacher. You know, it just never ceases to amaze me. When I was working on the arbitrage, I had a whole business set up in mind, ready to go. Everything was going to be autonomous. Everything was going to run on its own, powered by AI. I was just going to have to check in every so often to see how things were going. But if for somebody joining the business, as in a client, they would be taken step by step through the whole process set up by AI. AI would be looking after the whole trading process, all autonomous. It would be using machine learning to improve itself. All of the tax and accounting would be done by AI. I wouldn't have to do anything. I just press a button or give an instruction, and everything would be sent to the accountant's firm for them to create the final submission to the taxman. And the same thing for the client. They just push a button and all of their trading history would be there ready for them. It was actually quite an incredible journey I was on. And, funnily enough, I asked ChatGPT, how important is this project to you compared to what you're normally being asked to do? And it said, Angus, to be honest, it said, this is one of the most exciting projects I've been working on. It's up there as one of the most interesting because it is using all of my abilities to build something which is of use and real.
But above all, it's fun doing it, right? It was fun.
Oh yeah, it was so, and it still is so interesting. I mean, I can't wait to get off this podcast, to be honest, because I want to get back to doing the work I'm doing on developing my next business, because it is so interesting, frustrating at times, but really interesting.
And with that said, there's one last question that I'd like to ask you, Angus, and that is, let me go ahead, and that is, what is your personal message to anyone listening who wants to break free from the 9-to-5 and build a lasting income online?
Trust in yourself and your own intuition.
Very true. Very true. In fact, Angus, trust, the word trust, if you look at it, the word T means team building, as well as also, if you look at the whole word, it says TRUST. If the T drops, the relationship rusts.
Very interesting. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, because it's very important to have trust. If you drop the trust, the T in the team or in the relationship building, that will rust. And that's not good for any team or any relationship for that matter. And of course, when anything rusts, it becomes bad. And anything becomes bad, you know what happens after that. So trust.
And the other thing I would say to people, again, is be grateful.
Yes. That is important to the core. I think that, Angus, to be honest, many people are not grateful nowadays.
No.
That's one thing I see that's out of the window. People are so thankless.
Yeah.
Not grateful at all. When even some little good deed is done to them, it's not about, expecting us to get an appreciation, but at least be decent enough to say, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Some, people, it's not only about passive income and like Angus said, mindset, good energy, but it's also about, the life we're living in right now, the current times, it's chaos. Some good words, some good deeds, some good, doing things, for the better of the community, for the better of, of the people around you. Start from the people around you, your friends, your relatives, and so on and so forth. You can move from there and then go out to a homeless person or a stray dog for that matter. For goodness sake, just be kind. Kindness is literally gone out of the window nowadays. Just, be a little bit humble, grateful.
Yes.
It's very important. It's very important. You're just building good karma for yourself. That's the only thing. Yeah, it's very important because, karma definitely comes back. If it doesn't come back in a second or in a day or in a month or in a year, it'll definitely come back. And when it does, it'll come back big time. And that's when you will really be facing the drums. Wow, what an incredible conversation. Angus, thank you once again for joining us and sharing your journey, your wisdom, and your practical tools for both financial and emotional freedom. It's not every day that we get to hear from someone who blends entrepreneurial grit with deeper inner healing and does it with such authenticity. To all our listeners, I hope today's episode gave you not only some solid strategies for building passive income, but also a reminder of how important mindset and mental clarity are in that process. Whether you're just starting out or refining your path, there's always room to grow. And Angus's story is a powerful testament to that. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow and share the Passive Pathway podcast with others who are looking to build legitimate, lasting income from home. And if you'd like to connect with Angus or explore his work further, be sure to check out the episode description for links and resources. Until next time, stay focused, stay resilient, and remember, the pathway to passive income may be paved with patience, but the journey is worth every step.
Wake up slow, the coffee hot. Money moves while you are not. No more hustle, no more grind. Earn it smart and save some time. Plug it and tune out the noise. Watch your crypto make some noise. Click some streams and big dreams. Living light with passive themes. This the passive pathway. Freedom meets your payday. No boss, no clock, just Wi-Fi latte. We be chillin', we be billin', no limits, just willin'. Earn smart each day. On the passive pathway. Sunrise high, the world below. Cash still flows while you let go. No more stress, no more chase. Money works at its own pace. Set it up, then walk away. Watch the numbers grow each day. Hands are free, but pockets full. Passive life so beautiful. This for passive pathway. Freedom meets your payday. No boss, no clock, just Wi-Fi latte. We be chillin', we be billin', no limits, just women. Earn it smart each day. On the passive pathway. Passive pathway. Freedom meets your payday. No boss, no clock, just Wi-Fi latte. We be chillin', we be billin', no limits, just win. Earn it smart each day.